We're gonna give you one of the toughest calf workouts for athletes that you can utilize to improve your overall coordination and your overall speed, and we're gonna start right now. What's up everybody, it's Dane Miller from GarageStrength.com, and if this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in becoming a more explosive athlete, you wanna get a little bit more of those bunnies, you wanna get a little bit springier, make sure that you like, you subscribe, and you ring that notification bell so we can help you grow some diamond calves. Maybe you've had really bad shin splints. Maybe you've noticed that you tend to run on your heel when you're working through the drive phase, when you're trying to accelerate. There's a couple key facets that make people realize that they have really weak calves, that they have really weak ankles. And so we've got to understand that it's very, very important to improve our foot strength when we're focusing on calf-based work for athletes. And so a couple key factors here. If our feet are stronger, if our calves are more mobile, if our calves are more explosive, we're gonna have greater proprioception. We're gonna be able to react a little bit quicker. We're gonna even have a little bit more power from a shorter range of motion than we otherwise would have if we weren't training our calves properly. So when we're talking about calf-based training, we have to understand that we wanna look for plantar flexion. We wanna look for really good dorsiflexion so that we have excellent range of motion. That's gonna help us with knee stability as well. And so training calves isn't just about isolating that single muscle or that group of muscles, okay? It's about trying to improve joint integrity, joint stability in your ankles, and improve proprioception in your feet, and also improving that knee stability. Okay, my first and favorite warm-up, my favorite activity for improving foot strength, for improving stability, for improving balance, and hopefully I don't eat it when I demonstrate this, is a PVC pipe walk. And so I like to utilize this one if we've got an athlete that does have a little bit of plantar fasciitis. It can help break up that plantar fasciitis. It can also help improve the way we coordinate our toes, okay? Sprinters that have a little bit more coordination in their big toe tend to run faster. And this is something where we can think about utilizing our feet as our hands, okay? Think about our heel as our thumb and our fingers are our toes, okay? So what I like to do is also focus on a little bit of dorsiflexion here and just being a little bit more stable. And as you get really good at these, you can go a little bit quicker. You can move faster through the walks. You can go forward, you can go backwards. It's been a little while since I've done these. I'm just gonna walk backwards now. And so I even like to look at, if I have my toes on here, right? My toes can try and hold and play that balance. And then as I get a little bit more warmed up, I can go a little bit quicker. And what I like to pair this with is a dumbbell crawl with plantar flexion, okay? So when we're talking about our ankles, we're gonna be here, and I'm holding dumbbells almost like I'd be doing lunges. I'm gonna have plantar flexion in my ankle. I'm just gonna work through this. We're gonna go forward with plantar flexion, make sure we're not dropping our heels, and then we're gonna work backwards and we're gonna feel our ankles be a little more stable. Our knee joint is gonna have some co-contraction going on. That's gonna help be a little more stable in our knees. So do both of these exercises together. You can do about 4 sets of each. I recommend 20 meters each set on the PVC pipe. And when you're doing the same thing with the dumbbell plantar flexion crawls, the exact same thing, 20 meters, 4 sets. Your calves are gonna start to burn, your feet are gonna start to burn, and you're gonna wake everything up so you have a little bit greater proprioception in the calves. Okay, so the next pairing for calf work, this is gonna be utilizing our strength band from Power Elastics. You can head over, click on the link down below, you can pick up one of these bands. But one of the key components here that I wanna see is that you put the Power Elastic right around this joint, okay? So we wanna see a little bit of flexion in our toes, okay? That's a key concept here when we're talking about sprint-based work, when we're talking about calf development, is that even when we're doing a dorsiflexion movement, we want flexion in our toes. So now we're getting a little more coordinated. But the big key here is because we're using a band, we can increase tension here. Just make sure that you have that good flexion in your toes, otherwise it's gonna come off, okay, and hit you. So hold this, and what I wanna see is it pretty quick, okay? So you're gonna be a little slow at first, and it might be a little tough to react quickly, but after you do a couple sets, your reaction, your nervous system's gonna wake up, and you can react a little bit quicker. So let's say I sit here, it's 10 seconds. If it's a 10-second set, I wanna try and get like 15 reps, boom, 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 okay? So here, real quick, Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we're gonna come over and we're gonna superset that with bunny hops. So bunny hops, we want minimal knee flexion, and our heel is just barely going to touch when we're doing this, okay? So we're gonna be here. Do both of these exercises in your socks. It's gonna improve your proprioception, it's gonna improve your foot strength. You're training one to be very, very reactive with that band, which is gonna increase tension. And then we're gonna train that ballistically when we're actually doing those bunny hops. So those are two key components to improving the muscular action around your calves. Okay, that next pairing is, I absolutely love this pairing because it's very applicable to athletics. We're in a split stance position. We're gonna have a little bit of dorsiflexion that leads to some plantar flexion in a split position. And then we're gonna superset that with a machine that a lot of strength coaches who are functional tend to hate. But I'm gonna tell you, stop with the hate. So let's go into this. Dumbbell split stance calf raise. So you could even call this dumbbell split stance plantar flexion, okay? Here, up. And if you notice my little jump as I do the eccentric, right? Ideally, we wanna smooth that out. And you're gonna feel that in your glute as well while you're doing that. And that's one of the key factors behind calf work for athletes is we wanna learn how to coordinate our calves and our knees and our glutes together, because that's what's gonna transfer over really well. Okay, so like 12 to 17 reps in that split stance position with that heel elevated. Now, what I wanna do is I'm gonna get on here, I'm gonna get on the leg press. Oh my God, I might die. But so we get into a unilateral position here on the leg press, we wanna let that heel come through. And be reactive, be a little quick, and you can even get a little ballistic movement here. Okay, so do both sides. As I eat it over the leg press, try and really focus on that good position in that split stance. Feel that heel drop, work through plantar flexion, get on the leg press, do some ballistic work, do some good speed work. You're gonna feel that pump all throughout your gastroc, and that's gonna help transfer really, really well to the athletic world. Okay, so this is my classic bodybuilder calf raise that I learned when I was probably in 6th grade, and I still love this for teaching good ankle stiffness. So if we're talking about stiffness, if we have a little bit more stiffness, we can recruit more effectively and we can absorb force more efficiently. So we're just gonna get that bar right on our back, traditional back squat, and I wanna see our toes, our feet together here, okay? Just come up. And we can get a little rhythm going here, and we really wanna focus on those heels getting above the plates, getting above our toes, okay? This is a really good way to finish off a calf workout for athletes. We can start to really focus on isolating and controlling at the top. We're gonna lengthen that Achilles. We're gonna improve our foot strike. We're gonna improve our reaction time, and it's drastically going to improve the way our calves function. So when we're training calves, we have to find where our weakness is. We wanna train calves with foot strengthening movements. So that's gonna help us see where is the weakness. Is it in our calf? Is it in our ankle mobility? Is it in our feet? Okay, where's that weakness? Then we wanna make sure that we're isolating it. So we have calf work that is isolation based. Then we can do it from a compound perspective. Think about those split squats that we're holding. That's a compound movement while training your calves specifically. And then also we wanna make sure that we're doing the ballistic aspect that involves bunny hops, utilizing our power elastics, click on the link down below, or even utilizing the leg press and thinking about throwing that leg press just slightly through that ballistic movement. Utilize all of these types of actions to improve your coordination and your calf strength for being an optimal athlete. If you want more content around athletic-based training, click on this card right here. Until next time, guys, peace.